Guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lou. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lou will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lou.
That would be my cue to say good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Breakthrough with Lou. This is the Monday morning edition, guys. Getting ready to rock here. As a reminder, please feel free to type in your questions, comments. As we're going along, guys, this is interactive. I want you to get the most you can out of the Breakthrough with Lou show each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Whether you're listening live or you're listening on one of our replays, whether it's on our site at XLR8Life.com or CoachLou.com, or whether you are on live with us on Facebook, jump in, put your comments, put your questions, tell me how I can serve you better. So I have a question for you this morning. Did you ever have a great idea, decide you're going for it, and yet nothing happened? Okay? The deal is you're not alone, guys. All right? So many great ideas have gone to the graveyard with their founders. That is so sad, because I've heard it put that, where's the wealthiest place in the world when it comes to knowledge? The damn graveyard. Do you want to take everything that's inside of you, everything that you have been absolutely gifted with in this world, and die with it in your heart, your soul, and in on your lips, instead of putting it to fruition? Okay, so I got a question here. Depending on your faith, when you pass away, you're probably going somewhere else. Yes? When you meet your Creator, your God as such, what do you think He's going to say? Do you think He's going to say, hey, I know life was tough, I threw you some challenges and that, so you just kind of skated by. Good job. I don't know. I think that would be disappointing. What if your children, you gave them lots of opportunity and they just kind of skated by, or, never moved out of the basement? How would you feel about that? Well, to me, I want to go, what was that plan you had for me? And, I'd love for my God to go, wow, I'm so impressed. I threw you some curveballs and you learned and grew, and look what you became. I'm proud of you. Wouldn't you want your God, your parents, whoever, to be proud of you? So we don't want to take all the greatness and all the ideas and all the things that we have to offer to the graveyard, right? That's not where they belong. Okay, so I got a little story for you this morning. When I was a young guy living in Buffalo, New York, I didn't have much of anything. I was really young. I was on my own young, and I was had a phone, a little office phone to get started with. And I wasn't even old enough to own a business, but I was gonna, I was having this. I had met a gal with a couple of kids who was a little older than me, and I was living the life. I thought I was, head of the game here, but, struggling to get going. The phone rings. I'm like, yeah, the business line's ringing, and I answer it. This guy's asking for something. I'm like, oh crap, this is the wrong number. Well, 2 hours later, I get off the phone with this guy. We have this major conversation about this product that he feels he would like to develop, and develop with, a business partner. And we're talking about it, and it makes so much sense. Now, I'm not going to disclose what it is because it has never hit the market. And I promised this individual, if I ever brought this thing to market, that I would, we split the deal with him. That was the deal. It was his idea, my marketing skills, whatever the case was. So we talk about it, and it was a very useful, and still would be a useful product, and it never made it to market. Now, I don't know at this time in life whether this individual that I was talking to, couldn't tell you his name, had ever tried to bring it to market. Don't know if the dude's still alive. He was super cool. I had a feeling he was probably a lot older, but just this lengthy conversation about this. And I was psyched. I'm like, holy crap, this is so simple, but it would so work and it would be so easy to bring to market. Never did. Life goes on, other business opportunities come up. And I hadn't thought about this particular product until I was writing this show for today and coming up with the ideas. And I'm like, my God, I wonder whatever happened to him. Obviously, he never brought it to market because it would be on the market, even if it had come and gone. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, I'll tell this story. It's a great story to tell and break through with Lou. And then I'm like, well, I can't really do the details because this thing could still go to market. And it wasn't my idea originally. So I don't want to blast out, my 2-hour conversation buddy's message and product and have somebody else run with it. And he goes, hey, thanks, man. So I still, to this day, I'm going to bring this product to fruition. And especially in this day and age, it would really, with all the the germophobia and all this other stuff that's going on in the world, and all this stuff where people's afraid of everything and don't touch this and don't breathe and blah blah blah. I'm thinking, this thing could still work, and if it does, I know he'll reach out to me, and I'll know the voice and I'll know the conversation to this day. This conversation happened when I was 17 years old. But that's the whole thing. There was a great idea and it never hit fruition. This is what I don't want for you. I want these great ideas that you have for you to be able to get them out of here, get them on paper, get them going, and bring them to the world, because your next idea could be the greatest thing to, number one, make you a ton of money, take care of your family, but also make the world better in some way, right? Okay? So what is the real reason that ideas never take form? Is it that we don't know the what and where and the why? I think that part of that is not true. I think we do know the what. I think we do know what our good idea is. I think we do know sometimes why we would do it. Why would you want to have a great business idea? Well, because I can raise my kids in a better neighborhood. I can raise my kids, I can give them a better education, or I can, take better care of my body. I can be prepared for health issues. I can take care of an ailing parent. Something would give you that big why. And the biggest thing that I think stops an idea from taking form is the where. And you mean, what do you mean where? Well, you don't know where you're going with it. It's just an idea. It's just a thought at that point. There is no putting it into play, right? So I got a question for you. Have you ever flown in an airplane? And you're going to say, of course I've flown in an airplane, coach. I mean, maybe you haven't. Maybe you're afraid to fly or something. And we can work on that. If you need coaching and you're afraid to fly, life boost. There are some mornings where your coffee's so delicious you can't put it down. This is one of those mornings. I ordered some specialty coffee from Life Boost. The gal is just a little offshoot here. They call her the Queen of Coffee in Mexico. Now, number one, a lady-owned coffee business in Mexico is not all that common. Number two, her quality is so good. It is the smoothest, most delicious coffee in the world. Little on the costlier side, but it's like, wow. So I'm like, you know what? Sometimes in this world, you spend a little bit more to enjoy something. Rob, if you're listening, I'm going to tell a story. My buddy Rob, who's since retired from law enforcement and moved to Georgia, God bless him, they're enjoying life. Always had this, he was the Folgers guy, the 7-Eleven coffee guy. He said, why would I pay double for a good cup of coffee when I can just have this? And I'm like, why wouldn't you? The things that we waste money on in this world, and I'm coming around to something with this. why would you not have the better for a few cents or a few dollars a week? And I say that to roundabout into what we're talking about today. When you have an idea, say you've got an idea for a podcast, okay, this would be possibly very relevant to people in our group here. Say you got an idea for a podcast and you go, well, I can film it on my iPhone and use a free service to get it out there, or record it on my iPhone and use the free service, etc., and get the same effect. Can you really? What if you use a better provider? What if you use a more reliable provider with a better RSS that gets you out there, but it's $10 a month or something to host a good podcast? What if you get a good microphone? Okay, a really good microphone. Okay, the difference is, well, I can get one for $29 on Amazon, or you can buy a Yeti or something like that on Amazon that's a couple $100, but your sound quality is amazing. Your video quality is amazing. It's the same thing with, I realize we host our videos on Vimeo for our course videos and stuff because of security, but we do run these through YouTube on this site because we want to attract more people. And YouTube is a great search engine. However, being free as opposed to $1,200 a year, YouTube does not give me the studio broadcasting software to use to multi-stream to reach you guys wherever you are. And I'm coming around on this story. And it also doesn't provide any security, and you're on a very rigid, because, well, it's not free for me. I actually pay for YouTube Ultra Premium for many reasons, longer recording, this, that, the other. But that's not nearly the same price. But it's the quality. When somebody comes on to take a course, one of my courses, they've got to have that higher video quality. They've got to have that availability to take it on the site, not get bumped over. But again, a little bit of an investment into your quality and into yourself. What about food? You could eat a breakfast cereal that you feel like going back to bed after you eat it, or you could eat something healthy for breakfast that's organic and a few more dollars, and you feel like $1 million. Talking about investing in you, not talking about being wasteful. If you can spend $10 for the same exact thing that's $50 somewhere else, you may as well. And that's where, like on our auctions, my God, I tell people all the time, you tune in, you buy it at the auction. Maybe we use this coffee cup as an example, not that we would just sell a single coffee cup. At the auction, you might spend $5. If you go to the store, you might have to spend, $15, $20 for the same coffee cup. Because it's the same. Now, what's in that coffee cup? You can go buy Folgers or some off-brand and taste it, and it's like, oh, it's bitter, it's cruddy, and it's chemical loaded, but I saved $2 a pound on it, and yet it's eating up your body. What is the win there? Okay, I'll spend the few dollars more for Life Boost because I know what I'm putting in my body, and I know that I can't put the damn coffee down this morning. I don't know, I brewed an extra good batch. Here's a pour over and stuff. So my whole point is, guys, invest in yourself no matter what you're doing in this world. When you invest in you, everything gets better. So far we have come up with this idea over the past few shows. I hope you've been on them. If not, go see the replays over at xlr8life.com. XLR, the number 8life.com. We've come up with an idea, right? If you've been following along and playing along, we've come up with an idea that has resonated. You're like, oh, I got this idea. There's something I want to do. There's something I need to do. This is a great one. This is a winner. And you might say, well, I'm not trying to do a business coach. Well, that's fine. But maybe you had an idea about your kids. Oh, if I do this, this will help them, get into their homework, or this will help them be better people, or, an idea for your church or whatever house of worship you go to. This is the point. These ideas happen, and then they fall by the wayside. But now we've come up with that one idea over the past few weeks. We've been talking. I think you got that idea in you. We've clarified the outcome because that's important. You need that target. You need to, right here. All right, if you want to pop me one in the forehead, you're going to get me right here, not over here, not over here. Okay? You want to go right here. You want to bump right in the middle of the forehead. You want to go, wake up, coach. You want to be right here. You don't want to go, wake up, coach. Wake up, coach. It's not gonna hit your target, okay? It's like you want to do one of these races right here, a Spartan. You can't sit around eating Cheetos on the sofa all day long. You need to start training, start eating cleaner. We're in that mode right now. 6 weeks out from Spartan as of yesterday, so it's now 5 weeks and 6 days. All right, and coming off the surgery, I'm like, still can't really work out 100%. And I'm like, all right, next 2 weeks I'm going to ease, and then 4 weeks of hard driving in there. But that's a clarified outcome. I know what I want. I want to do good in the Spartan race, right? So what do we need now? We need a way to get there. You have the idea, number one. You've clarified the outcome, that you're ahead of 90% of the world when you do this. And this isn't a race against everybody else. It's a race against you. Now, if you're competitive, that's fine. Sometimes we do go, I want to be ahead of my competitor. I do want to win this race. That's okay. Right? And as long as you're doing it by making yourself better and not by tearing somebody else down, you don't win a race, a foot race, by elbowing everybody in the ribs as you go by so you knock the wind out of them so you can win. All right, that's dirty pool. You're not really a winner there. If you get stronger and you get better than them, there's no shame in that. Some people, I got the opportunity to race with the world champion of the Spartan. As a matter of fact, he was in the first race. I didn't know who he was, but I was like, this dude is a monster as far as, doing the course. And, he passed by pretty quick, so it was okay. But I was like, somebody was like, you know who that is, right? And I'm like, no, he's the world champ. And, and some people would say, why does he even race in these local races? Or that's not fair to the rest of us. Why isn't it fair? Use it as I want to be as good as that guy. If you feel that you're not being faired in this world, step up. Okay? The world is not equal. Nothing's equal, guys. The only thing that's equal is time. But that's what makes great diversity, is that nothing's equal. Because you can take somebody who starts out in the worst possible shape, the worst possible conditions, the worst possible childhood, and they excel and they become amazing people that change the world. You've seen time and time again examples. Then you can have somebody that was spoon-fed with the silver spoon and the big, beautiful mansion, and the kid ends up living under a bridge because they can't get themselves out of a paper bag or a bottle because they don't know how to overcome adversity. Okay? So adversity is your friend, not your enemy. Somebody that's better than you that you got to compete with, that's your friend, not your enemy. The person that goes, don't worry about it. Come on, let's go have a beer, man. Come on, hon, let's go sit and have a cup of coffee. It's okay to go have a beer with your buddy, or gals, have a coffee with your friends, or, enjoy some time, or go, for a spa day and that and chill. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is your real friend is the one that says, come on, get out of bed, let's go, we're going jogging this morning. And you're going, I don't like you. I want to go with my friend over here that wants to go chill and do nothing. Okay, but the friend that wants to go chill and do nothing all the time isn't really your best friend. Your best friend is the one that makes you grow. Wow, that's a little rant for you guys. All right, so again, we've come up with the idea. We clarified the outcome. Now we need a map or a GPS. Okay, now the map is an acronym for Massive Action Plan, Mass Action Plan. GPS is a acronym for Guided Proven System. And you're like, Coach, don't they kind of do the same thing? Yes. All right. a map and a GPS I will use interchangeably all throughout our trainings, guys. But the reason, the difference is, and I'm going to tell you the difference, and it's kind of it's a play on words, but it is for a reason. A map is a massive action plan. Two things happen with a map. A lot of times you design it, you create your map, your mass action plan, how to get there. Or you could buy a map as in a book, and it's still very self-directive. Where GPS, I tend to call it a guidance proven system, which is the same thing. It's how do you get from here to here? However, guidance proven system would be like a coach to walk you through it, that understands the processes, has written about and taught about it, or has lived it. Or like a course where you take guided trainings each week, or learning Spanish. I mean, you could make out a map to learn to speak Spanish, for instance, or English if it's the other direction. But think about it. You could map it out and go, okay, I'm going to learn 20 verbs a day. I'm going to do this. And you could read a book. Or you could take a guided course or one of these new apps, which are really cool, where you speak and it rates your speaking quality and everything. That's a guidance proven system. Okay. It's the same thing with having, doing it on your own is mapping it out. Doing it with a coach is a guidance proven system. So that's the only real difference. Both of them are from here's where you're at, here's your action steps, your timeline, here's where you're going. And here's how you know if you're on course. Okay, they both do the same thing. One of them's more self-directive. One of them's got kind of the snow, the sidewalk shoveled off from snow. You go out in the morning. If you live in a snowy climate like I did when I grew up, you walk out and there's snow from your house to your neighbors, and you start digging with the shovel. And you know where your car is. You know that it's straight down and over to the right because you parked 3 spaces up. That's your map. You knew where your car is. Okay? What about your guidance proven system? That might be somebody come and snow blowed your thing off for you, and you just walked down the path and went to your car. Okay, does that make sense? If you ever lived in a snowy climate, it makes sense, right? So, yeah, and I got one more for you, and this is just hysterical on the whole map idea. We're in Branson, Missouri, and there was this really neat forest with mountains and hiking trails and this national park, and we get out there and it's later in the afternoon, and Branson's a little north of Florida, okay, northwest, which means the sun goes down a little earlier. We're out there and we're trekking these trails, and the maps did not depict the actual lengths of the trails and stuff, and I think we got a little off course. But we're out there, and it's getting dark, and we're going and going. It's like, okay, oh wait, this is the 3rd time we've seen this part. So I was starting to make little X's in the dirt, and I'm like, it's getting dark. And I'm like, oh dear Lord, are we really going to have to call the state police? Because we're trapped in the woods and it's getting chilly, and I'm like, oh no. And now it's starting to get to panic level. Now we've been out there 2-3 hours, and it's like, we're lost. We're absolutely lost. I cannot. I'm trying to hit the beeper thing for the car, hoping at some point we're close enough to the car to get out of there. And nothing's beeping. There's not another human being for miles. And and it's getting cold, and my phone battery's got like 7%, and I'm like, this isn't gonna last very much longer. This is starting to become a problem. And and I was like, damn it, why didn't one of us take a snapshot of the maps, the trail maps, when they have them right there on a board? Why did we not take a snapshot of this? And now I'm really panicked. The sun's really coming down, and all of a sudden this gal comes around the corner with her puppy, walking her dog. And I'm like, hey, did you just come from the street? Yeah. It's less than a quarter mile down this way. Oh, just follow that? Yeah. Oh, guidance proven system. She just came from there. She assured me that if we go that way and just keep on going, we're going to hit the street. Wow, what a concept. Okay, I'm about to call the highway patrol and get pulled out of there and hope that my phone lasts long enough, because now my phone batteries are like 3%, and hope that they could even ping me to get me out. Or we just ask somebody. Now, granted, it was great she showed up, and I said to her, I said, watch this. She goes, oh, it's a fast trail. I said, watch it. For some reason, you get off course back there, and we've been back here 3 hours. And she's like, yeah, I'm just going to probably follow you guys back. It's getting pretty dark. But it was just a really cool analogy to what we're talking about. When you got that map, that master plan, you know where you're going. You know how to get in and out when you need to. You know what your outcome is. You know where you should be at a certain point. Okay? Now this map, this magic map, has 4 parts, which we're going to go into Wednesday. Or if you're listening on a replay, whatever day the replay is, you can, the cool thing is once we're on replay mode, and these are all shot and filmed, you can go one after the other. You don't have to wait a couple of days. All right, guys, live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. I will see you on the next one. This is where it gets really, really, really important. We get into the 4 parts of what this map is. And then beyond that, Friday's going to be Accelerate Go. We're going to teach you how to step on the gas and make this stuff happen. Are you ready for an amazing week? Let me hear it. Are you ready for an amazing week? I certainly am. I'll see you guys on the next roundabout. Have an absolutely amazing day and stay out of trouble. Well, get in a little bit of trouble here and there, because if you never raise any waves, you're not making a difference. Have a great day, guys. Be blessed.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lou himself. As Coach Lou always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dream.